All right, we are live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the State of the Okie. I don't have my editing software. I don't know why I just did that with my hands. But hello, everyone. I see Demodrek left a comment about 20 minutes ago. I think that means let's fucking go. Hello, glad to be here. I imagine no one is here yet because, you know, there we go. Let me just get some of this out of here. All right, there we go. How's everyone doing? Demodrek's here. How you doing, Demodrek? Glad to have you here. Yes, this is State of the Okie, where I talk about. Well, I just kind of do a check-in. It's kind of like the State of the Union, except I'm not the president. Not that important, but now I know some of you are probably thinking, Britain, it is still December 31st, sorry, of 2025. What are you doing State of the Okie? Why are you doing it early? Well, for I've had a bunch of stuff that I'm going to be doing for the next couple weeks in terms of video content, which is going to be a lot of best of the year type of stuff. So I decided to do it now to get it out of the way. Um, so here we are. So hello, everyone. Glad that people are showing up. Okay, we got 4 people in here now. Awesome. I know I'm one of them because, uh uh well, that's true. That's true, Derry. Glad to have you here. Um but yes, it is well, it's New Year's Eve anyway where I'm at. Derry is in the future. So I guess technically it is New Year's. I don't know. It's where I'm at. Um but this is basically where I talk about what happened in 2025, what I'm going to be doing in 2026 before I do my whole uh best of and most anticipated of, all that fun stuff. Mac's here. Hello, Mac. How you doing? Hope you're enjoying the Brothers Karamazov. I've heard that's a pretty heavy read. So there you go. um But yes, Music Room 7185. Hey, I saw your comment the other day on my post. Thank you. That was very kind of you. Um Yes, that's true. It's going to be 2026 soon. I'm going to be 25 years old in March, which is just nuts. I'm going to be a quarter of a century old. So, yes, I've been around a minute. I'm kind of nervous about turning 25, I graduated college. 2025 was a bit of a crazy year, to be honest. A lot of strong emotions, good and bad. I graduated college for one thing, which was awesome. I did that a few weeks ago. Very pleased with that. I'm the first college graduate in my family, so that's insane. And now I have to deal with the existential nightmare that is adult life. I guess I've already been dealing with that since I was 18. Is that right? That's crazy. Well, happy, I guess, early birthday to your daughter, and Derry. That is true. My mom is she just turned 58. She was born in 67. So yes, because my mother and aunt were both born in December. My aunt's birthday was 3 days ago, which is why I did not have the social club, which is, where I just sit around and hang out for a couple hours, usually with Raph, sometimes with some other people. I have it as an open invite. This isn't, because this is mainly just a show where I'm kind of talking about what I'm going to be doing during the year and kind of reflecting on 2025. Probably not. It's probably just going to be people asking me, oh, are you going to read this or that? And I'll say yes or no. So yeah, I didn't really sleep very well last night, so just kind of trying to kind of deal with the whole New Year's thing. Glad to be here. Really am. Hope you guys are having a good time. You can, we can basically talk about whatever we want. Just, don't be a dick. That's always what I say. You can talk about whatever. I mean, what are you going to do? But yeah, I have a lot of fun plans for 2026. I even have the books and comic that I'm hoping to start out 2026 with, which I will be starting tomorrow. So it should be fun. But I decided to take a quick break from reading for the last week or so because, sometimes I just need to chill for a bit. Though it was kind of fun because now I kind of want to get back into reading because you get into the habit. Then you kind of, when you're out of the habit, you just kind of sitting there for a minute, like, what am I gonna do? That type of fun stuff. But good times. I'm just kind of rambling here. Still going through Will of the Many. That's not fun. Don't read something you don't like, Demodrick. But yeah, so I have a bunch of stuff that I'm going to be doing in 2026 that I'm looking forward to. I'll try to be kind of vague because, again, I have the most anticipated video coming soon and also best comics and best books that I want to get out of the way. Also most disappointing because everyone they just love the negativity. You know how it is. They want me to embrace the hate. Hello, Bibliophile Reads. How you doing? Glad to see a fellow Okie here today. It's some good stuff. But yes, this is State of the Okie, where I hang out and talk about all the stuff that happened in 2025 and the stuff I want to get to in 2026. To give you a little, it's kind of a teaser, really, if you really want to know what it is. It's basically a big teaser, but it's also just me kind of relaxing at the end of the year, kind of reflecting on how the year's gone. 2025 was a good year for me personally. I mean, there were some pretty tough setbacks that I had. At the beginning of the year, there was some not fun stuff going down that, I'm still not entirely sure how to deal with. Well, that's unfortunate. That's of course, I'm like, I had a pretty good year. Devitrek's like, this was the worst year of my existence. I'm so sorry. That's horrible. I hope that 2026 proves to be better because, it's that's always a thing. But yeah, I am I had a pretty good year though. I read a lot. I got 94 books read, including comics. Books were interesting. I read a lot of. I'm probably going to say that. I'm probably going to be a little more specific about this in my best books of the year. But I didn't read a lot of great books this year. I read a lot of really good ones. I read a lot of very good ones, but I didn't read a lot of like great ones. I didn't read ones where I was like, damn. Like that was some good shit right there. Nothing like that, which is kind of unfortunate because I always like one, it makes making the best of lists a lot easier. But two, I'm always looking for it's kind of what Steve Donahue says, he's looking for those books that makes your hair stand up gives you goosebumps, if you will. That's how he puts it. I don't know if I put it the same way, but I agree with the sentiment. Demodrex says best book I read was The Witchwood Crown. Absolute banger. Chadi is here. Hello, Chadi. How you doing? Glad to see you here. Should I say what my best book of the year was, or should I wait till my actual anticipated books? Well, then again, it's gonna take a minute to get it out. So, yeah. Here it's. Damn. Well, how's it your book of the year then? Mine was one that completely took me by surprise, I'll admit. I actually have it here in my pile of the best books because I'm gonna, do a video about it soon. But I don't want to pull it out, but it's at the bottom of the pile. I don't want to pull it out. But the book is Phased by Tori Tech, and you might have heard of her. Took me completely by surprise. I didn't really know what to expect when I was reading it. I mean, I knew it was about werewolves. I knew it was about werewolves going to a school for werewolf stuff, special werewolf school. Um, Completely took me off guard with pretty hefty exploration into themes of systematic abuse and trauma and how we overcome trauma through connection. Um it's just a beautifully told story, I thought. It was a very, very beautifully told story. Um why it took me by surprise is because I didn't really know what to expect from it. I knew it was probably going to be kind of a teen drama type of thing. Just nothing wrong with that. Not really my general type of reading. But it was an excellent read. A very, very good book. Maybe don't tell Tori just yet because you know, you know. Though I did give her the Okies for best novel, so she probably already knows that it's my favorite book of the year. But it was really, really good. It was very, very good. Um, and I think Tori has a very good knack for articulating how things feel, if you will. So there's that as well. Um, I've been hearing a lot about Percival Everett. I was gonna see if I could sneak one of his books into one of my February reads because I like to read a lot of books by Black authors for February, but I don't know if I'll be able to. So, we'll see how it goes. I was thinking about doing Erasure, but I haven't done it yet. I don't know if I'll be able to though. No, I haven't. I do have it. I do have it because Tori was when I read Phased for the first time. I was talking to Tori about it and asking her all sorts of questions because when I know the author, I like to pester them with my thoughts and opinions and questions. She was very kind and sent me a digital copy of Cold Silver for Souls after she asked me. Um, I do hope to read it. Maybe I can sneak it in somewhere in 2026, but I just haven't really found a place for it yet. Maybe I'll read it in January because it's I don't have a lot of concrete plans for January. I have the first 3 books that I'm hoping to read in January, but aside from that, I don't really have anything else. So maybe I'll sneak that one in. But I've heard mostly really good things from well, you really liked it, and like the Mentons have liked it, and I think T from an Erudite Adventure really enjoyed it. So yeah, I'm always down to read like a fantasy western from the sounds of it. Um I sometimes question Tori's taste in westerns, but we won't hold that against her. We won't hold it against her. We still love her. She's still invited to the Okie parties. We're all just, she can have. I, I don't think she drinks alcohol, but she can, sit down and have some food. It's all good. Hiya, Birdie. I've not seen you before. She says first time here. Okay, that makes sense. But Happy New Year's to you too. Thank you for coming in. You know what, Derry? I might just do that. That's a good idea. So we'll see. Um, but yes, oh my gosh. But yes, I mean 2026, I have a lot of plans. Really excited. Good old fashioned. Uh and in a few hours, I'm gonna be hanging out with my family and some friends. Uh Yes, Derry. She's in Hobbit Land. Derry's in Hobbit Land. Have you ever? I think I asked you this before, but I forget. Have you ever been to Hobbiton, Derry? because a lot of my friends who are big nerds and love Lord of the Rings, like I remember years ago at my old church, one of my friends or one of my teachers went to New Zealand because she wanted to see Hobbiton. Aha, yes, that's nice. It's nice. But yeah, but New Zealand is like Hobbit land. Like it's what J.R.R. Tolkien dreamed of. I mean, I'm sure he would have had his problems with the movies, but like if he didn't, if he I would have been shocked if he didn't love the Shire if he ever got the chance to see it. Um but what do I know? I didn't know the guy. So, I've just kind of done my thing. But yes, just relaxing here. Uh I will say, Derry, I'm sure you'll be very pleased to hear this, but Discworld did make it on my best of, so you might want to keep your eyes out for that when I do my best books of the year, because well, the City Watch is definitely on there. So I won't say where, but it's on there. That's a good thing to know. It's very cool. Yeah, I will say, even though I'm kind of taking a break from series in terms of fantasy, one of my plans, one of my exceptions to that is continuing on with Discworld, because I've enjoyed my visits to Ankh-Morpork, and also I enjoy doing the Discworld files with you and Raph. I've had a blast putting those together. Um, Even though I don't listen to them because I don't like listening to myself very much. I'm not a fan. But what are you gonna do? Um, oh, okay, okay. Well, that's anyway. What was I talking about? Oh yes, I am still gonna do Discworld, so don't be worried about that. Um, Discworld. I'm probably gonna continue the City Watch, and I'm gonna see if I can sneak in the first two Discworld books, at least chronologically, in terms of published date. Um, um, Glad to hear it, Chaudy. I was a little disappointed that the second one didn't get as many views as the first one, because I actually thought that the second one was a lot better put together than I thought the discussion was a lot better in that one than it was the first time, and not just because Raph kind of just disappeared because of his battery died, but that was at the end though, so you got the whole conversation. But I felt it was much better put together, and like everyone was like, whatever, idiot. I know it wasn't that, because booktube's a busy place. We got a bunch of people doing their thing over there. um that was really eloquent, I know, but it's yeah, it's, oh my gosh, can't, excuse me. But yeah, I was kind of disappointed how people were like didn't really comment. I was like, dang, this world's pretty popular. I thought more people would see it, but I had fun doing it. So that's kind of what matters to me at the end. I mean, I want people to watch them, of course, but yes, the Discworld files will continue. I don't know when I'm actually gonna get around to starting Feet of Clay, or um it's not the Light Fantastic. Color of Magic. I'm probably going to start the Color of Magic at some point. Don't know when, somewhere in the year. Uh um well, I'm glad to hear it. I'm always happy to find new people who enjoy what I do here, and Raph also has a gret channel. I was listening to his recent video because I had a really terrible time sleeping last night, and I was just kind of up in the middle of the morning, and I'm like, well, I'm just gonna put on Raph's new video, where he's talking about his reflections over the year. Um, um, and I listened to it. It was a good video. Still waiting for the Mormon video, but nonetheless, it was a good video. I shan't rush. It's never that. A lot of people want either a shared gush over the whole series or an introduction for a newbie. You know what? That's true. I mean, there's so many people. I mean, I have fun doing them, but I'm very interested in like kind of analyzing the story and themes and whatnot. I can see how some people might not love that. But there's a couple that have come that I've done that really liked. Like I did a discussion of Discovery with the Mentons, and that was a lot of fun. I enjoyed putting that together, and did reasonably well. Probably because the Mentons are very popular on BookTube. I actually watched their stream earlier. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. Just hung out with them for a bit. Then I went back to the pub with Matt. Now I'm here. So a sub-series Discworld chat will do well, I think. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, I'm really enjoying the City Watch a lot. I'm really enjoying just that crew. And I'm just going to say it now. I said it in my top 10 fantasy characters. I think Samuel Vimes is going to jump up there as being one of my favorite characters in all of fantasy. And we're only 2 books in. So there you go. Yeah, I know. It's been Stream City today, which, it's nuts. Oh, hello, Jay. How you doing? I just got blankets in the mail, so I'll be reading it soon. Very nice. I'm hoping to read that again in February, so keep your eyes open for that. And along with Daredevil Born Again, 2026 is shaping up to be a year of comics for me. Well, I'm glad to hear you're reading some because I recommended you one. I was kind of nervous you would give me an eye roll because Catholicism isn't the same as Lutheran, and you would be like, oh my gosh, this guy thinks just because we wear the same priestly robes were the same thing. It's like, no. I know that Lutherans and Catholics are the same thing, but I thought you would appreciate its discussion of faith. I also got my dad for Christmas. You might know him because we do Days of Our Sooners together. I actually got him The Cost of Discipleship by can't pronounce the guy's name because it's German. Jay recommended it to me, and my dad and I had a good time reading Mere Christianity together. And I'm like, I think Dad would really get a lot out of this book. So yeah, I got him that for Christmas. I also got my mom a Bonhoeffer. Thank you. That's his name. Yes. I think it's Dietrich Bonhoeffer, if I remember correctly. He was a priest, a Lutheran priest and theologian who he fought, or I don't know if he fought against the Nazis, but he was very thoroughly anti-Nazi. He was an activist against the Nazis, eventually passed away in the, I don't know if that's a right word to use or right phrase to use since, the Holocaust was a thing. But yes, he was a victim of the Holocaust, and that book became quite influential. I know it's very influential on Jay, so I was like, you know what? I might sneak this one in. But yeah, I got it from my dad. Also got my mom a true crime book. It was about the Murdaugh, called The Devil at His Elbow, which is a reference to one of my favorite books, Blood Meridian, which is a fantastic book. And I thought she would enjoy it. I did also tell her, kind of facetiously, but I told her not to let the dog eat it because the last time I gave her a gift that was book related, my dog chewed it up. So there you go. Oh man. But yes, it's 2025 was a year. I read a lot of good books, read some not great ones. Read some ones that surprised me. Hello, Michael. How you doing? Blood Meridian was meh. You know what? I'm not. That's fine. I love it. Okay, that's all that matters. But it's okay, Chadia. You don't have to like it. It's fine. Though, yeah, it's been a year, honestly. I can't believe that 2025 is already over because it just feels like um it feels like it just started, honestly. It feels like yesterday I was in my portfolio class because that's what I was doing at the beginning of the year of this year. And I'm just now we're here. It's December 31st once again. It's just I'm also wearing my Talking Story shirt, by the way. So, really getting those brownie points, by the way. Really going for really hoping they pay attention to me and feed me subscribers. That's cool, Michael. I hope you enjoy it. Actually, enjoy is the wrong word for that book. It's actually quite horrific, but I hope you appreciate it. That's the word. Yes, Chadia. Well, time does indeed fly. It flies so much that it feels like I was just talking about Year of Lemire yesterday. It's just, I don't know. I'm getting gray hairs already, people. Like, this has been happening for a while. I have gray hairs already. Like, it's ridiculous. So I got to thank my dad for my genes, for those great summer's genes. I get white hairs when I'm 24 years old. I don't know if he can hear it. He'll probably be like, "Oh, you were ripping on me on because sometimes my parents will be because my dad's office is like right there, and my mom will sometimes pass through, and they'll sometimes hear me talk, and they'll be like, "Oh, you're ripping me on the stream." And he's just screwing around, of course. I mean, there's dozens of books that I have that are left unread. I haven't read yet, but I'm trying to get to them. Well, thank you for joining in, Bibliophile. It was fun. I don't know your actual name, but thank you for joining in for a little bit. I'm just glad there are people here because it would have been super awkward if it was just me sitting here by myself. But I've realized, despite the fact I underestimate myself all the time, it turns out there are people who actually want to hear what I have to say, which is crazy, but it's true. So here we are. I'm slowly learning to accept it. That's good. Oh, hold on. Yeah, there we go. Oh man. Yeah, so it's just been we keep coming back. Yeah, we keep coming. Yeah, that's true. And I'm glad you guys do because it's just sometimes I'm like, God, am I even saying anything that interesting? But what are you gonna do? It's yeah. Yes, it's yeah, but 2025 was a good year. I didn't really have too much. I haven't been able to watch Stranger Things yet, though I've been hearing some mixed things online, which is it's always the case, I guess, with popular shows. First book for me is going to be by Lady Grimdark herself. A Sword of Bronze and Ashes by Anna Smith Spark. Now, I, like a dummy, thought that this was like a standalone book because I'm trying to kind of stick with the standalone fantasies this year. And she has written one. I'm forgetting the name of that book at the moment. But I thought A Sword of Bronze and Ashes was a standalone. I'm like, oh, excellent. I'll just pick this up. I love the cover art of this book, by the way. The cover art is just gorgeous. Turns out I was mistaken. There's a sequel that came out a few months ago. Oh man, that was it's not my best moment, admittedly, but yes, this is the first book I'm going to be starting in 2026 is A Sword of Bronze and Ashes. So, yes, very much looking forward to it. I've been wanting to read Anna Smith Spark for a while because she seems like an author that would tickle my fancy quite a bit. So yeah, there you go. And she also has autism, and you know what? We autism people, we Aspies have to support each other. So there you go. But yes, that is the first book I'll be starting for the year. So yeah. Well, good for you. I don't know if you watch Samwise. My good friend Samwise actually made a video about a bunch of standalone fantasy that you can go read. So you can go watch it right now, because he put it up about a week ago now. But I'm sure you can find it. I know, but I know. I've just kind of I I made a mistake. And it's so stupid because she did write a standalone. I'm a Woman of the Sword is what it's called. And now I'm kicking myself for not getting that one. But the art in this one is just so, oh my god, it's just, look at that. It's fantastic. Sorry, Jay, but look at that. It's fantastic. Just love. It looks like charcoal drawing. It looks like the drawings uh in Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell, honestly, is kind of what it reminds me of. Um Man, you know. I've thought about reading that, but I'm not really a big fan of Orson Scott Card, and no, it's not for personal reasons. It's more that I thought that Ender's Game was kind of generic, plot twist ending aside. But yeah, I heard Samwise talking about it. I'm like, that sounds like something that would really, really interest me, because I'm also writing something that's kind of playing with that similar vibe. So yeah, I'll have to find that at some point. But I don't know. I'm not really a big Orson Scott Card fan. I thought Ender's Game was rather cookie cutter, if you know what I mean. But I hope you enjoy Blankets, Jay. I mean, I actually have my copy over here. I'll just pull it out real quick. Here's my copy that I got at Half Price Books, and there's even a nice little letter in here for someone named Tyler by I can't even tell you who wrote it, but it's for somebody called Tyler. And it says, "We are kindred spirits, and I know you will enjoy this book as much as I." From, I don't know what the name is on that, but I thought it was quite nice. It was very touching. But Blankets is wonderful. I really do like it. I didn't read it for a long time because, kind of like with Preacher, I thought it was going to be like this, anti-religion thing. And it isn't. It isn't that. It isn't that. It's actually a love story that just happens to deal with issues of faith. So, and a very moving love story at that. So there you go. Hope you enjoy it, Jay. Is what I'm getting at. Whenever you get around to reading it. February is probably when I'm going to be reading it again. Is it from Brian? I couldn't read the handwriting, but I could, but I couldn't read the signature. That would be kind of funny if like Brian Bell from BellTube sent that. I mean, like, oh, look at that. How'd they end up here? Probably not. There's a dozen Brians out there. I've wanted to read Nick Harkaway for a long time. A lot of my friends tell me he's good and have compared him to people like Philip K. Dick. It's one of my favorite writers. Just haven't gotten around to it yet. Also, he's the son of John le Carré, who the great spy fiction writer. So that's always fun. He also apparently wrote a Smiley novel, which is also very good, from all accounts, from what I've heard. I mean, if Steve Donahue gives it #1 book of the year in like 2024, I mean, I won't argue with that. I personally thought that was a K, but I could be wrong. I don't know. I was watching something on YouTube the other day, or actually no, I was watching my friend Aaron's stream the other day for Christmas, and he had this other guy on, and he was like, "Yeah, they can't read cursive anymore," and he was basically doing his kind of grumpy old man spiel where he was like, "They don't teach kids cursive anymore. They can't fucking read it," you know. It was, which I can't really read cursive either. I can write my name in cursive. I can do that, but aside from that, not much else. And I was actually taught cursive, so I guess I was one of the like last generations who was taught cursive. So, there you go. What? Wait, what? What are you saying that for? What is uh now I'm confused. So I'll have to. Oh, cursive. Oh, I write in cursive. The only cursive I write is my name. I don't know if they've stopped because this was just one guy talking about this, but yeah, I know it's not as popular anymore. I am also going to, well, since Jay mentioned he's going to be reading comics quite a bit in 2026, so am I. I am actually doing another, not Year of Lemire exactly, but it is going to be a similar thing with a creator where I'm just going to be reading a bunch of their work through the year. And that is Grant Morrison. So the first comic I'm going to be reading for that, the Morrison-a-thon, which I'll be making a whole video about. So, I'm going to try and keep vague. First book I'll be reading, though, is We Three, which is his comic about animals. And yes, those are robot animals, and apparently it's a big tearjerker. Also, forward from James Gunn, so it should be good. If it's not good, then I don't know. I feel like I've wasted my time. But it's a book I've wanted to um. Good to see you. Hiya, Birdie. It's nice to meet you. I don't know if that means you're leaving. I guess so. But anyway. But yes, I'm going to be reading a bunch of Morrison because I have read a couple of his books. There's some I really like, and there's some that I don't. I like The Invisibles, for instance. But I would like to get a more. But unlike Lemire, where I am just reading stuff to appreciate a creator I really enjoy, the Morrison-a-thon is going to be more of a thing I'm doing to get a more rounded opinion of a creator that I've had rather mixed opinions about over the years. Because um I um I do find he has his strengths and weaknesses, but I want to see if my opinions will hold weight. Again, I want to get a more rounded opinion of Grant Morrison's work by reading a bunch more of his comics. So that should be fun. I'm looking forward to it, and I'm going to be reading We Three first because it's not too long. It's about 3 issues long, which is in this very nice trade that I just showed you. It was the 20th anniversary edition. Um, it's in hardback, which I don't love, but what are you gonna do? Also, that Frank Quitely is on. Also, Frank Quitely is on artwork, so that means it should be amazing to look at because Quitely and Morrison make magic together. Maybe not the magic that Grant Morrison thinks about, but magic nonetheless. Hope you guys can't hear my dog. She tends to Wine. That is a great book. That is my favorite Superman book. It's also my favorite Grant Morrison book as well. Same creative team as We Three, so what you gonna do? Yeah, it's funny. Shay and I were talking about that the other day. Because he was telling me he read something. I can't remember what it was. I think he tried All Star Superman, couldn't get into it. Which kind of surprises me. I feel like pretty digestible. I mean, Silver Age weirdness aside, I can see some people being thrown off by the Silver Aginess of it. But I All Star Superman, at least so far, is my favorite Grant Morrison thing. It feels like his most controlled work, while still having that signature, very wild imagination, that he generally has. Again, at least in my opinion, I am gonna do the whole Morrison-a-thon this year and go through all that, which should be fun. I'm looking forward to it. Where is my? Oh, there it is. And maybe reread some other Morrison stuff that I haven't read in like 10 years, like his X-Men run or The Invisibles, which is probably the most Grant Morrison-y thing of all time. I'm very divided on it. I really enjoy the gusto of it, but at the same time, I think that's its weakness. Again, I won't really get into it until I read some more Morrison. What's next, Okie? Well, I mean, I am talking about this. I was born the last year of Silver, so yeah, you might appreciate it. I don't know. Yes, I'm going to be reading A Sword of Bronze and Ashes, We Three. I guess I should just get the other book out of the way. I am also going to be reading my friend Stephen Powell's book. I don't know if any of you are familiar with the channel Elroy Reader. But it's run by a guy named Stephen Powell. I've become quite friendly with him in recent months. He's a good guy. Runs a really good channel over there. Though I will say, if you'll probably get more out of it if you're a big Elroy guy like me. But I will be reading his bio. After some hemming and hawing, I decided to read his biography, Love Me, Fierce and Danger, which is the biography of James Elroy, the famed crime writer. And his very complicated life, we'll just say. He's had a life. And I'm sure when you'll read his life story on Wikipedia, you'll probably understand, this should be a very entertaining biography, if nothing else. Or at least it should be a very interesting one. So, yeah. What's next? Yeah, just a bunch of books and comics and stuff I'm hoping to read in 2026. I'm hoping to read more standalone fantasy books. I have a couple back there that I'm going to be talking about. I'm going to be reading more crime and science fiction this year because, those are two genres that I love. And I feel like I've been neglecting them a bit. So I'm going to kind of put them on the forefront for 2026. Also, Jay, I have another book I would like to read in 2026 that's very spiritual. I think you would enjoy. I'll maybe text you about that later. I don't want to overwhelm you with the whole blankets thing. This will be long after blankets. But I have another book I'm hoping to do in 2026 that I think I would like to read with you. Sam from Samwise was telling me about it, and I finally it's a writer who is very well known for her spirituality. Well, I'll just say Flannery O'Connor is who I'm talking about. I heard Sam talking about her, and I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to read her. I've been wanting to read her for a while, but Sam was just so enthusiastic about Flannery O'Connor that I have to check this out for myself. So that's what I'm going to do. So really looking forward to that. Don't know when I'm going to do it, but I hope I'll get around to it. I've heard her short stories are her best work. So there we are. Also, Philip Chase's description of a good man is hard to find sounds really quite fascinating. So I'm really looking forward to that as well. Demodrix read a little bit of Flannery. I hope was it good? That's all I care about. Is it good? Oh. Also, Sam told me that True Grit, which I reread this year, I should say, we're not last year just yet, still this year. I reread True Grit for June on the Range. Had Sam come on the channel and talk about it. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed talking with him about it. And he described True Grit as if Flannery O'Connor wrote a Western. I'm like, oh man, that sounds like a great idea because I really like True Grit. I think it's a really great book. Where is it? Oh, it's down there. Yeah, the book I have is down there. But yeah, I'll text you more about it later, Jay. But yeah, I'll just throw it out there now. I am hoping to read Flannery O'Connor sometime in 2026. I don't know when because I can never make up my mind on these things. But yeah. So there you go. Also, again, not to overwhelm you with recommendations, Jay. But if you want some more Silver Age goodness, I don't know how spiritual it is, but it is very Silver Age, and it is as good a superhero story as you can get. And that is DC: The New Frontier by Darwin Cook. Like this thing is, I was telling Shay about this the other day. Well, I recommended it on my channel, and Shay was like, "Oh, that sounds interesting. I want to pick that up." And I'm like, "Oh, please do," because this is superheroes as they should be done. Because there's a lot of bad stuff out there. But you would be well remiss to not read The New Frontier. It's a really great book that's really heartfelt. It does get dark, I will say. It does get dark. It doesn't shy away from the social ills of the period that it's depicting. But it is very hopeful. It is very it's very heartfelt. It's just a beautiful, beautiful book. So yeah. If anyone is doesn't mind some Silver Age goodness, DC: A New Frontier. I mean, it's peerless, I dare say. And also in my copy, it just has in the back freaking annotations. Annotations, I tell you. Like it's ridiculous. Look at hold her. Let me see if I can find it. Look at that. Look at that. Just all the comics he was referencing. I love that. I wish more comics would do that. But yes. So there you go. Again, I don't mean to overwhelm you with things, Jay, but it's throwing that out there. Anyway, enough of the comic talk. But yes, in terms of books I'm hoping to read, I'm really hoping to read more crime and science fiction this year because, I feel like I've been neglecting them a little bit. I love those genres quite a bit. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to give you some love. Also I'm hopefully going to read some classics in both genres this year. Like I actually have the Maltese Falcon back there, which I'm hoping to read. I don't know when I'm gonna do it, but hopefully I will soon. Because that is considered a classic, and also the copy I have, kind of going back to James Ellroy, funnily enough, has an introduction from the Demon Dog himself. So yeah, I also really like how this copy looks. It's really nice. I'm hoping to get some more of the Black Lizard collection. Because it's just really nice. I really like how it looks. I really like the cover, like the lizard. Even though, as far as I know, it doesn't have anything to do with it doesn't have anything to do with the story. It just there's a lizard on it. I like it. It's a good lizard. But anyway, so yeah, this where the hell? Oh, there it is. Okay. So yes, I'm going to try and catch up on some classics in the genre. Maybe read some more nonfiction. So yeah, I'm reading Love Me, Fierce and Danger. But that's also because it's by a guy who I now consider a good friend. Um, and I actually had him on my podcast a few months ago. I'm hoping to put it out in a few weeks, where we actually talked about, how he put the book together and a lot of things Elroy, even though I tried not to talk too much about Elroy because, he talks about him all the time on his channel, but that just ended up failing. And I did poorly at it, but we got a lot of mileage out of it. So it's all good. Hope to have him on again, if not to talk about Love Me, Fierce and Danger. Oh yeah, I've been seeing that around. I actually thought they were talking about historical fiction at first. I'm like, oh, that's fun. Like I kind of was maybe thinking of doing something like that in the near future, but then I'm like, oh, it's about regular old history. I'm like, oh, okay, that's still cool, but I mean, I'm probably not going to be able to join in on that. But I do hope. I'm just kind of spoiling my most anticipated books for 2026 here, but another one. This is the last one I'll be spoiling for a while before I put out the video, but I don't know if you consider this history, but after Ramf was talking about it, I had to throw it on there, which is science fiction adjacent. I'm going to be reading Astounding finally. It's a book I've been meaning to read for years because I am a giant science fiction nerd, and the golden age of science fiction had some rather wacky characters like Robert Heinlein and Arthur C. Clarke. Well, lesser extent, Arthur C. Clarke. And, of course, L. Ron Hubbard. That guy. I have thought about putting Terra Ignita somewhere in the 2026, but I don't know if I'll be able to get to it. I do want to, though. So I won't make any promises, but I will be reading a good bit of science fiction. I am hoping to read like some Adrian Tchaikovsky sometime during the year. So just trying to see if I could get on that train. Because I am trying to get some views on the channel here. Now I am not a complete sellout. I am still going to be reading my weird books in the background that nobody talks about. But I do like reading mainstream books from time to time. Hold on here. Let me. But I do hope to read Terra Ignita at some point because sounds like a type of science fiction that I would really like. So there you go. Yeah, no, it sounds like something I would really enjoy because I generally am real picky with sci-fi, because it's really it's one of those genres that I'm not saying it's hard to get right, but it's a genre that I can get real specific about because how do I describe it? It's not just because like it's one of those genres where the concept can really carry the story, but it's really hard to kind of combine that concept with like characters and whatnot, and that can be kind of frustrating sometimes. But because it's really hard to attain that balance is what I'm trying to say. Like they'll either go like books I've read will either lean one way or the other. Either it's all ideas or it's all like characters running around, and it's basically a glorified epic fantasy with like a sci-fi setting. Which nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying like there's nothing, I'm not saying there's anything bad about that. That just kind of bothers me a bit because I can get kind of, I can get rather not is snobbish the right word? I don't know. It's a thing. Oh my god. But yes, it's hard for me to it can be kind of hard for me to fully enjoy sci-fi sometimes because I love it so much and the best of the genre is so good, it can kind of dampen the effect. There's also some other sci-fi books I might sneak in there. Maybe the Culture series. I'm not sure because I've heard the Culture is really good. I know Raph really enjoys the Culture. Um, Not entirely sure yet though. But yeah, I mean, also I'm hoping to read more crime novels, so that should be fun because I enjoy reading crime novels, as you all know. I've also been kind of Red Fury books kind of jumped in on it, which is nice because he has a pretty big channel. But I've been trying to get more people to read crime books. Um, even StoryTube is kind of doing the same thing. Uh, so there you go there. Uh huh. But do any of you have plans for 2026? If so, let me know what it is. I would love to hear from you guys. I feel like I've just been yapping this whole time. Well, okay, that is what I've been doing, but I want to hear from you as well, is what I'm trying to say. Trying to leave the country. You know what? I don't blame you. It's not looking too great at the moment, but I um I am I am here, is all I'll say. Um I'm just more here out of I'm just more here out of stubbornness at this point. I don't think I'm gonna go anywhere. Plus, I'm also like a broke college student, so I mean, what am I gonna do? Hopefully so. Yeah, I've heard the new run is actually quite good. I haven't read it yet because I'm generally a trade waiter. Um, um, but yeah, I've heard it's good. I'm actually hoping to read um some Matt Fraction this year, so that should be fun. Because I like Matt Fraction. He's a cool guy. I mean, I haven't met him, but he seems like a cool guy. I guess is what I should say. Um, Hello, Alex. How you doing? We're all talking about what we're going to be doing in 2026. I also liked your Blood Meridian discussion. It was very good. It was quite good. Yeah, no, it's good. Yeah, it's good. But yeah, 2026 should be an eventful year, all around. Or it's what I'm getting at. Oh, is that right? I know you like film them like way before, you put them out, which is nuts. Though I guess I shouldn't be too surprised. I do that with my podcasts. So, there you go. Um but yeah, it's a great book. Very horrible or well, it's a very horrifying book, but it's a great book nonetheless. I'm into May already. Oh my god. Damn. Damn, dude. I'll have to watch Laura's new video later. Because apparently Laura, also known as Fantasy Awash, or she was, now she's just going by her name, um, put out a new video describing where she's been. Probably busy moving to Canada, because I remember she said she's moving to Canada. So there's that. comments. Oh, very nice. I've read the Revan book. I forget when I read it, but that's pretty good. Though I have some gripes with it. You know, as someone who played KOTOR and really liked the direction it was going with Revan's character, that really irritated me. I also read a Star Wars book this year because I was kind of on a Star Wars kick during like the June-July range. So I ended up reading hold on. Light of the Jedi by Charles Soule. He's a pretty good writer, by the way, in his own right. Did a really good Darth Vader comic. His comic was actually really good. It's not just pretty good. It was really good. Not as great as Kieran Gillen's, but exceptional. Yeah, I don't really love the twist with the big Sith Lord because I felt it kind of just undercut a lot of what made Revan an interesting character, and why he actually fell to the dark side. But I'm not too. But you know what? It's not my franchise, unfortunately. Ow. Well, it's actually pretty good. Light of the Jedi was actually pretty good. I really I liked it. It's not like holy crap, this is the best Star Wars since like sliced butter, but it's good. I enjoyed it. It's definitely not the Acolyte. There's no Sith. There you go. Oh, is that right? Nah, probably why I kind of got irritated with it. I know Drew Karpyshyn, who did KOTOR 1, also did the Mass Effect trilogy, which is very good. Really, really good science fiction trilogy. Science fiction, as it often should be done, and isn't, because, there's a lot of bad writers out there. Yeah. I'm also probably going to read some more of the Kafahuchi, however you pronounce it, series from M. John Harrison. See if I get to that, because I've been wanting to read that for a while. Yeah, it's kind of annoying. I don't know if you've seen the Alex. I don't know if you've seen the like trailers for any of the like SWTOR like trailers where it's just like CGI short movies. Those are amazing. I'm like, why don't you just let those guys do some Star Wars stuff? Like, it would be fantastic. No, Disney's has their head in their ass. It's pitiful. It's pitiful. Pitiful, I tell you. It's just really unfortunate. I'm like, that is some of the best Star Wars stuff I've seen in a while. And the fact, like, I want to see what happens to those characters, and they're just not doing anything with it. It's just, oh my gosh, it's bad. It's really stupid where we've gone with the Star Wars. Ah. Oh, very good. You know what I mean. Though I do sometimes get confused by all the people in the helmets, because I always think that's like Revan, and then it takes it off, and it's like the fucking Red Skull. And I'm like, what is this? Who is that guy? Because the other guy looks like Malik. And then his face gets messed up, just like Malik's did. And which is even more confusing. You're just like, oh my God. Which I know that guy's called like Malgus. and he's also like an intriguing character in his own right. But like, oh my god, it gets confusing after a while. You're just like, what are you doing? It's like, wait, you can't come up with anything like unique. Like, why did these guys look like Revan and fucking it's like, yeah, oh god, that's just where we're at. Well, yeah, I know. It just throws me off when I see those, and I'm like, oh, it's Revan and oh, so this was Revan and Malik in their prime, and then like the dude takes his mask off, and it's fucking Red Skull, and I'm like, what? Who's this guy? And he's like, I have taken over, and he's like, yes, master. Hope welcome home, and he just kills him. You're like, oh, okay. Well, I guess that's not. I guess that's not Revan and Malik. That's not too far off from what happened. It just didn't succeed that time. I'm just, oh man, you're just kind of like, oh my god. I will say, going back to video games, I played Star Wars Jedi Survivor, and that was immaculate. That was just really, really good. Star Wars content, to be honest with you. Red Skull is the species. So the Sith species look like the frickin' look like the Red Skull. Oh my god, that's that's funny. No, it's just like it's just like when he takes off his mask, I'm just like, what is that? Who's that guy? It's not Revan. Revan just like a regular looking dude, man. No, it's just it's that there's just stuff about there's just stuff about the Star Wars that just kind of annoys me a bit, which I bet some of you are like, wow, Britain, that's that's real shocking there. Star Wars is angering you. I wonder why. I know. I can hear the snarky comments in the comments section. But I'm telling you, it's where we're at, man. Ah, man. I do like Malgus though. Malgus is fun. He's basically like the warrior king of the Sith. And I'm like, man, if only the canon would like remix some of this stuff. I'm sure you could really, you could really do a lot with that. Yeah, I mean, the Clone Wars, the Filoni Clone Wars is one of my favorite shows of all time. I really think it kind of redeemed the prequels. A lot of really great writers on there, like Henry Gilroy and Paul Dini, Batman the Animated Series of the DC Animated Universe fame, did some episodes, which is probably why that show was so good. Then Filoni kind of got really obsessed with Ahsoka and just started milking that to hell, and kind of dampened his good name. I think. I think Dave Filoni gets a bit too much hate. Not to say he isn't flawed by any means. He definitely is. But he definitely has his flaws. Not saying he doesn't. But I do think he deserves a lot of credit for revitalizing the for really making Star Wars like a thing people liked again. Like, if you guys remember, after the prequels, Star Wars was kind of dead in the water, and then Clone Wars happened, and people were like, oh man, that was real good, and Star Wars is actually good. So there you go. Hello, Mac. I hope. Are there any flying cars where you're at? Have we gotten there yet? Does he? I mean, I haven't read the Clone Wars comics, so I don't know. Maybe I'll read it. And I know you're a bit on the I know you're a bit on the EU juice, um, which I haven't read as much of the EU stuff. So I find it gets a little complicated. Like, oh man, Jason Solo, he becomes a Sith Lord. Oh no, there's like a bunch of different like Sith people. Like fucking Palpatine comes back to life again in the EU, which I'm sure I can hear it now. I can hear Alex going like, "Oh wait, but it's actually really good." It's just like, oh my gosh. Sorry, I don't mean to really go on the Star Wars rabbit hole here. Um, but it's safe to say that I have my issues with Star Wars where it's at right now, and there you go. That's really all I got. Also, it's too bad that George Lucas is not really great when it comes to the nuts and bolts of storytelling, and they basically just gave him carte blanche to do whatever he wanted. So there you go. Yeah, because it didn't work. It didn't work there. Why do you think it will? Why do you think it will work in the EU, man? Oh my god. I mean, I haven't read the what's it called? Isn't it called like Dark Empire or something? I'm like, why? Just let Palpatine be dead. Just let him be dead. I don't care what thing it is. Just let him stay dead. Because that was the whole thing with. That's the whole thing with Palpatine. He completely underestimated Luke and Vader's resolve. One, he underestimated Luke's resolve, and two, he underestimated the fact, or he completely didn't consider that like Vader would be like, I don't really want you to torture my son to death. I'm not going to let you do that. That's not very nice. And chuck him chuck him into the thing. It's what are you going to do? I mean, there's nothing really I can do about it. Now, Thrawn trilogy is fantastic. I got to give it to Mike. I generally don't always see eye to eye with Mike, but I do agree with him when he says, "Oh man, if they had just made the Thrawn trilogy, the sequel trilogy, oh boy, that could have been fun. Maybe get rid of some of the clone stuff. Maybe no, don't do that. But if you just done Thrawn versus the original crew, would have been gangbusters. Awesome." It's just, unfortunately, that is not what happened because, it's just not, we can't have good things, unfortunately. It's funny you mentioned Adrian Peterson. He did play when I was a kid. Um, um, really like Adrian Peterson, though I did lose a lot of respect for him after some of his personal scandals, but we won't get into that too much. Um, well, I really liked him. Baker Mayfield, of course, was a he's a legend for a reason. Samaje P. Ryan, I really liked him. Um, Let me think. Roy Williams, big Roy Williams fan back in the day, though he was a little. Well, he was around when I was a baby. Jay, you and my dad would get along because my dad loved the Boz, loved them, and it's funny we actually share a birthday. Brian Bosworth and I. Are you talking about the Thrawn trilogy or the Dark Empire? Because I'm like, the Thrawn trilogy, at least for me, is like peak Star Wars. Like, it's not the original film. It's not the Empire Strikes Back or like KOTOR, but it is like right up there with them. At least in my eyes, it is. And speaking of Filoni, I really liked how he did Thrawn and Rebels and actually made him a pretty intimidating villain, even though you couldn't really do what he could, during Clone Wars, because Clone Wars gets pretty violent. It gets pretty dark at points. really liked how he made Thrawn an actual threat. Uh, Thrawn trilogy was not up. Oh, okay. You're talking about the Dark Empire. Oh, okay. Okay. I disagree, but whatever. You know what, Alex? You know what, Alex? I'll just respectfully disagree with you on that. So there you go. It's like that scene from Uncut Gems where he just goes, "I disagree," and then that's just that's that. Well, I mean, I kind of think of the Thrawns of the different continuities as kind of different characters. Glad to hear. Jay had a really good Christmas from the sounds of it. I had a very good Christmas myself. Got a lot of books. I got a T-shirt actually. Funnily enough, my parents, they're very kind. They got me a T-shirt. The kicker Tate Sindel really made a name for himself this year as one of the legends of one of the. He's really made his name in the Hall of Sooner legend. Um, really kept us at a lot of games because that dude would just kick bombs all over the field. Until, of course, that utter debacle against Alabama. It's just because the football gods are cruel bastards. I'll just say that. Um, but he was great. My parents got me a shirt that said "Short shorts, big kicks." It's a very great gift. Really enjoyed it. So, mom and dad, if you guys watch this, you're probably not because you don't really watch YouTube all that much. Um, but thank you still for that gift. I appreciate it a lot. It was really nice. Exactly, right? I know there were some games I thought we were gonna lose. Like, I thought we were gonna lose it, and we won. I'm like, "Oh, man, this is not gonna last forever." And here's the thing. I didn't think we were gonna make it to the actual, like, national championship and, like, win. I didn't think we were gonna win, but, like, I was like, "Okay, if we could win one, go to a bowl game and lose, I'll be satisfied." No, we can't have that. We'll have a 17 to nothing lead just to get you nice and comfortable, and then they just blow it in 10 minutes. You're just it's yeah. It's like you say, the football gods giveth and the football gods taketh away. It's just yeah. Oh my gosh. It's just pitiful. Pitiful. Just kind of mad. It's okay. You can keep talking about the EU. I'm not begrudging you that. It's just, I'll just put it this way. I'm a little intimidated by how big it is, which I guess you could kind of go like, well, the cannon's pretty big too, which sure, okay, I'll give you that. But yeah, no, it's no, it's not like I'm not offended or nothing. You can keep talking about it. No, but it's hold on. Very nice. I can't remember that song off the top of my head. But Charlie Parker is very good. I generally prefer like the post bop. Kind of like what Miles Davis and like John Coltrane did, kind of moved forward, like Bill Evans. I like those guys quite a bit. I always had a hard time with Parker. It's just kind of I have a hard time with Bebop, which is kind of ironic because well, I do actually. You know what? I'll back up. I do like Bebop. Some of it can move really fast, but there's some of it that I have a hard time with. I like more softer stuff. I guess is what I'm saying. Probably why Kind of Blue is my favorite of the Infinite Jest. Well, good luck with that. I know that's kind of the. I know a lot of people consider it like the. That's true. I mean, I think bebop's very important for the genre. I mean, Miles Davis wouldn't have gotten anything, if he hadn't done. See you later, Jay. Thanks for popping in. I hope you enjoy the comics that I recommended, and also hope you have a good New Year's as well. But there's sometimes I can have kind of a hard time with that. I do like ornithology, I think is what it's called. You were talking about the other day, Dimitri. That's a really good Parker song. I like that one as well. Good luck with that. I do think the ending of the first law is really what makes that trilogy so good, at least for me. I know a lot of people don't love it, which, I get it. But I'm like, though it does kind of annoy me when some people are like, oh man, kind of ended on a bad note. I'm like, did you read the other two books before then? This is not a book that's going to end very well. But anyway, going back to Infinite Jest, I know a lot of people really enjoy it. I just haven't read it yet. So there you go. I mean, Kind of Blue is my favorite jazz album. I just really love the I just really love the atmosphere of that album. Especially Blue and Green, which is probably my favorite jazz song of all time. And it's one of those it's just one of those compositions, at least that specific composition of that song is so perfect. Even when Bill Evans, the guy who, who wrote the thing, who basically helped Miles Davis write the thing, when he did his own version, it wasn't the same. It's just Oh, take care, Derry. I didn't even know you're still here. You take care, Derry. Hope New Year's is going well for you. Hello, Sid. How you doing? Glad to see you here. What was I talking about? Jazz music. Yes, Kind of Blue. But yeah, Blue Green was what I was talking about. What I was saying is like that specific composition from Kind of Blue, the Miles Davis version of Blue and Green, is so sublime. It just can't be replicated. It's kind of like if someone tried to do, well, I've heard a couple of good versions of Naima from John Coltrane, but it's a very similar thing to Naima. Like that original recording is so good. You can't, you cannot, you just can't do it better. At least in my opinion, you can't. But glad to have you here, Sid. I did see you put up a new video, actually, talking about, I think it was like Shadowhawks or something. Also, I know you're a fan of Matt TTT's channel. Did you see his new documentary on Darwin Cook? It's funny you asked, do you like country music? Because I worked in a country music radio station for a few months, and I really enjoyed that. Actually, it got me a bit more into country music than I originally was. It was funny. The guy who's there is kind of my boss now. He says it's like a fungus, which is very true. I do like a lot of older country, like Hank Williams, like the original Hank Williams. Those songs are really good. Like, listen to his like best of album or something like that. He has some really great ones. They're really catchy. And like Johnny Cash, of course. I wouldn't say I'm an aficionado of country, but I like a lot of like the, like Johnny Cash and like Hank Williams and whatnot. System Shock 1 and 2 are very underrated games. I should just get that out of the way. Really, really good stuff. Shodan, great villain. I love outlaw country and bluegrass. Can't do 95% Monica. I'm the same way. I really like, bluegrass, like I don't know if you would consider this country, but like the soundtrack of Oh Country Where Art Thou, like That's the type of country I kind of like, where it's kind of like, hillbilly, kind of like, that type of stuff. I like that. Like, I'm a weird guy. I was playing through Mafia 2 again because I beat Mafia the Old Country 2 nights ago, which is a really good game, by the way. Me and my friend Slay were kind of arguing about this because he's like, man, that game is more predictable than Mafia 3, is what he said. I'm like, that is not true at all. Well, I mean, maybe it's a little predictable, but hello, Joe. How you doing? I did hear you were going to dinner with your family. So hope you're doing well with that. Glad you could make it in for a little bit. Um, going back to what Demidrick was saying. Yeah, I'm the same way. I kind of like older stuff more than the, whatever the fuck the Florida Georgia line or whatever the hell that shit is. I don't like any of that stuff. I generally don't like yodeling either. I don't really like yodeling much either, but Hank Williams, he makes it work. I don't know how he does it, but he makes it work. Oh, well, that's good to know. That's always good. I mean, my family's going to be over here, Charlie Crockett, I don't believe I have actually. It's a bit it's a bit. Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, whatever that shit is. I hate that. It's crap. Like I'm real tired of the like beer and fucking America. I mean, I love America, don't get me wrong. Like I love America. I love America. I love this country, but hearing people fucking sing about it in a country song in the most generic way possible gets really annoying after a bit. Like just putting that out there. Yeah, Morgan Wallen, not great. There's a couple ones that are okay. Like there was one guy who came in with where I was doing my internship a few months ago. Forget the dude's name. He's like a few years younger than me. But it was actually pretty good. He's actually pretty good. Hey, I try not to yuck on people's yum, but yeah, I'm not a real big fan of that type of country music where it's like later on. It's just, no, stop that. Be ashamed of yourself. Just stop that. It's like that filthy Frank meme where he the hillbilly stuff. Do you think Suttree would be a fan? I don't know. I feel like Harrogate would be more of a fan of like hillbilly, country stuff like Man of Constant I could see him liking that type of stuff. I don't know if Suttree would like that. I think Suttree would like something like classical music or like outlaw country maybe. Because I know like Cormac, because like Suttree is like McCarthy's most personal book. So I could definitely see him liking something like outlaw country because I know McCarthy was a big fan of like outlaw country music from like back in the day, of course. But yeah, no, I think like Harrogate would really like the hillbilly country stuff because he's like, oh, he talking about me. Hear this, Sutton. So it's just like, no, I'm not. This isn't doing it. He's like, no, this is not. This isn't right. Sutree's such a strange beast, because it's definitely like Cormac's messiest book, just in terms of you could tell like he was working through something. It's kind of like what Andrew Meredith says sometimes. You can tell when you're reading it that he was like working through something when it wasn't when he was writing it. But what I think is interestingly, just recently, Aaron Gwynn and a couple of like the Cormac McCarthy scholars actually came out with some of his personal papers, and it turned out that like him and his dad's relationship wasn't that good, and apparently what am I trying to say? It, it was kind of his. It was kind of his reaction to where he came from, basically. Oh, well, I'll have to check it out then. You have some interesting recommendations. All right, take care, Sid. Have a good holiday season. Have a good New Year's, man. I will see you on the other side of 2026. Why did I say it like that? I don't know. But it's where we're at. It's where we're at the moment. But going back to the hillbilly stuff, I don't know. I think Harrogate would like it more than Suttree. You know what? Actually, I think Suttree would like "Man of Sorrow" because that just seems kind of like a theme song for Suttree's whole life. He's just a sad man, and just the Soggy Bottom Boys singing about "I am a man of constant sorrow." I think he would like that song. I don't know if he'd like the whole soundtrack of "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou." Which, by the way, if the Coen Brothers made a Suttree adaptation, I would watch that in like zero hesitation. I think they would do brilliantly with that adaptation. I don't know how they would be able to do it because Suttree is such a sprawling beast and there's not really much in ways of a plot. But I just some of the weird personalities in that book, I think the Coens would do an amazing adaptation of Suttree. That doesn't surprise me, Demodrek. Need my melons. That would be a hell of a scene to put in a movie. Like that's one of the scenes that kind of makes the book. Like you read that and you're like, this is either you'll go, this is dumb, or you'll think it's some of the funniest shit of all time. Yeah, that's a good one. It's actually one of the first Coen brother movies I watched. I watched it with my parents and my grandparents like years ago, and I didn't really get it when I first saw it. I was like, this is kind of dumb, and I was already kind of a precocious film nerd kid. And I was watching, I'm just like, I don't get this. And then I watched it some years later. It's one of those movies I like more when I think about it. Um, and it's a good movie. I wouldn't say it's one of my favorite ones, but it's a good one. Also probably the best adaptation of the Odyssey that we've ever gotten. Well, until Christopher Nolan puts out his Odyssey adaptation, which we'll see if the Odyssey turns. Hold on. Well, yeah, I am considering rereading the Odyssey. Um, since the Nolan adaptation's coming out, but we'll see. I don't know. The trailer looked promising, even though a lot of people were bitching about its historical inaccuracy, even though it's a fictional story with gods and monsters and, sirens and all that shit, which is clearly not real, but, that's what are you going to do? It's like if you made a Beowulf film and the guy shows up and he's in like a kilt and people start bitching about the kilt. You're just like, who gives a fuck? Like it's just a oh god. Okay, sorry. Uh yeah, kind of irritates me a bit. I mean, I guess you have your place. When you have like a Robert Eggers, who's like a super history nerd and likes being like anal about the historical details, which that's very nice. That can be very good. Um, but I get it doesn't always add too much to the film. Like a good film's a good film. Which the Odyssey, one of the greatest stories ever told, shouldn't be too much of a hassle for people to make into a good movie. Jesus, man. How the mighty fall. Oh, wow. In my home state. That's crazy. Yeah, it was a guy I went to high school with. I'll admit, I wasn't friends with the guy. He was kind of an asshole, honestly. But I did see he got arrested a few years ago for like threatening his girlfriend with a gun. And not only did he do that, he shot his cat, which when I read that, I was a bit haunted and totally unsurprised because yeah, he was kind of a head case, to be honest with you. Like I said, I wasn't friends with the guy. As a matter of fact, the guy was an asshole. I'm sure he's still alive. Um, but yeah, didn't shock me to see he had gotten in trouble with the law because I had another guy I went to high school with who was into drug dealing stuff, and he got like robbed. So yeah, shit goes down in Oklahoma, believe it or not. To her offer opium brownies. You know what? Here's a more charming drug story for you all, for anyone who's still here and listening to me rattle on about stuff. I was at the lake a few years ago. Um and some friends of ours, their children showed up, and it was my mom's best friend's niece, is who it was. And she was kind of not a druggie, I don't want to say that, but she was kind of a stoner, we'll just say that. Smoking weed, whatnot, whatever, right? Well, we were walking in her in that little house that her dad got for her, who is, my mom's best friend's brother. He got her a little house, and her and her friends were staying there, and and they had like these little cookies, little cookies, and I was like, "Oh, chocolate chip cookie. Can I have one?" She's like, "You don't want these chocolate chip cookies." And then I'm like, "Oh, all right. I'll keep that in mind." So there you go on that. I did end up smoking weed with them that evening. It was actually the first time I'd ever actually been high, and I understood I was feeling high. It didn't really do too much to me. It just made me really sleepy, and I went to sleep, and I had a good rest that night. It was actually not a bad experience. It felt like I was floating. I don't know if any of you have ever smoked any weed, you probably understand what I mean. But yeah, it was an interesting time. Yeah, I mean, it's weird because I didn't really go to a place that was super like ratty or anything like that. It's just people were fucking crazy, man. That's just the thing. People are weird. Now, me, I am a law-abiding citizen. I'm weird, but I try to not let my weirdness like hurt anybody. I'm not trying to I'm not trying to hurt people. John's here. I've been wondering where you've been. How you doing, John? I have considered. I don't want to do any drugs in my time, but if I ever did any drugs, I would like to do a hallucinogenic at some point. Oh, it's not too bad. I've never actually been pulled over for speeding. I have had a couple of accidents, though, so that wasn't fun. One was my fault. The other was not my fault. Um, so yeah, that's happened to me, but I haven't been in trouble with the law in any serious way. Well, I think your weirdness is even without the drugs, John, but what are you going to do? That's what everyone says, Alex. And then you hear the siren, you're like, "Damn it. Can't get away with nothing." You know what? You know what? I guess that makes sense. That's fair. I probably wouldn't have expected someone to pull me over either. I mean, I'm not like against drugs for like well, I mean, I'm not like against drugs or anything. I mean, I don't like stuff like heroin. Don't do heroin, kids. Um oh shit. I guess Macaulay Culkin is in the new season of Fallout. I haven't seen the new season of Fallout yet because I was waiting. Good God, man. Oh, is it? Yeah, I mean, I really liked season one. It really it surprised me actually. I wasn't really expecting much from the season, but then I saw they were going to excuse me. I saw they were going to New Vegas and I was like, "Oh boy. This could be either really interesting or really bad because I really love Fallout New Vegas. That's my favorite Fallout game. I know, very very normie pick, but yeah, I saw that. I'm like, oh man, I'm hoping they don't drop this. Thank you, Chapter Chasers. How you doing? Happy New Year to you as well. Um, but yes, New Vegas is my favorite of the Fallout games, and I'm really hoping they don't drop it in season 2 because that would really suck. Because I love that game. Um, and I really liked where the first season went with the characters, and actually, really did it. They really did it well, and it's not the first like Fallout adaptation that was really good. There was actually a fan one that was made like years ago that is really good, way better than it has any right to be. I'm forgetting the name as of late. What have you been reading lately? Well, I kind of talked about this, but I did the last book I completed, the last story actually. I don't know if Joe's still here, but Joe, uh, I read Joe's Hybrid Helix, his Christmas story for the Hybrid Helix. So yeah, I am going to be starting A Sword of Bronze and Ashes by Anna Smith Spark. Um, so I'm looking forward to that. I've been wanting to read Anna Smith Spark for a while. Oh, you are? Okay, good, Joe. So there you are. Matt or Ian from Hobby Vomit. How you guys doing? Happy New Year's to you guys as well. Um, is the best one. If 5 was like New Vegas, but with 4 gameplay, I'd be a happy camper. I know, right? Fallout 4 was such a disappointment. Like, there was some really good stuff in that. Like, I really loved the bits with Nick Valentine. I thought that was fantastic. Um, just overall a whack fucking game. Gameplay was pretty nice, but the story, oh, like that's that's the thing that's good about Fallout. It's about the factions and how they fight each other, and how it's like, good lord, we're in the post-apocalypse. We blew ourselves up, and we're still fighting over scraps in the desert. It's oh well, let me find that other Fallout thing that I really liked. I'm forgetting its name at the moment, but it's really good. Fallout fan film. It's quite good. Where is it? It's it's Nuka Break. That's what it's called. Fallout Nuka Break. It's a really good fan made adaptation of Fallout. It's really good. Yeah, no, Bethesda just is they don't know a good thing when they have it, man. They've driven I mean, I love Skyrim forever. I love the world building in that game, but oh my god, the the plot is so bare bones and the characters are just oh maron. I haven't played Morrowind, but I've heard that one is basically like, oh, did you like if they could make a game that has the plot of like Morrowind, but with like the graphics of Skyrim, top 10 greatest games of all time. Like really, it would be. Same thing with Fallout New Vegas. They had like 2 years to make it. If it had better gameplay and graphics, it would be in the top 20 games of all time. Like really would be. It's Oh, is that right? Well, I don't know. I haven't played it. So I haven't either. I'll let you know how it is when I get around to reading A Sword of Bronze and Ashes. I'm really looking forward to it because it seems like something that would really tickle my pickle. You know, very good prose. The artwork at the front here is really nice. I really like that. Um, Dark subject matter. I'm like, oh my god, this sounds made for me. I thought it was a standalone. I was mistaken, though she did do a standalone. So there you go. Interesting. I'll have to check this out. You know, there's a lot of older games. I've tried. There's a game that it's like it's considered one of the greatest games of all time. Um, it's called Planescape Torment. I have tried playing that game 3 times and I've bounced off of it all 3 times. And it's not because of the story. It's not because of that. It's because of the gameplay. I'm just so freaking annoyed with it. And I give up. I give up on it. I also tried Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, or I tried Baldur's Gate 1, which I was having a good time with, and then I got stuck. And if you kill guards in self-defense in that one part of the story, you get less honor. Those old games just really annoy me. Same thing with like Disco Elysium. Like I tried Disco Elysium and I bounced off of it twice because it's just I don't know. I don't know. Outlander. Oh, is that from the game? I always thought it was funny when they would pop up to I really love the hammy dialogue in some of the Elder Scrolls games where they're like, "Stop right there, criminal scum." You know, I love that. Or stuff like one of the greatest parodies of all time. You should find this on YouTube. It's one of the greatest parodies of a video game ever made. Up there with like it's almost like um how it should have ended. It's basically how it should have ended, but for video games. And it's called the Senile Scribbles. It is some of the funniest stuff you will ever watch in terms of like video game parody. It's really really fun. I really enjoy it a lot. And they did one for Fallout 4, which was not as good, and it was basically just regurgitating a lot of the jokes from the Senile Scribbles, which was kind of annoying. But the Senile Scribbles is great. That was a lot. I had a lot of fun listening to that when I was in high school. Yeah, that's the annoying thing about um yeah, that's a frustrating thing about um damn it, I'm struggling. That's a frustrating thing about Skyrim. It's like there's this really great world with a lot of great, lore and stuff all over it. You could literally do whatever you want. You can travel around. You can do whatever the hell you want with it. The gameplay's pretty good. You could even mod it if you wanted to look even better. But the story is so you couldn't afford a writer. You couldn't afford a damn good writer to help you out. Like really, you couldn't do that. I I'm just I'm baffled. Dragon Age is another one I would like to try at some point. I hope they remaster some of the Dragon Age games. I've heard Dragon Age 2 is really divisive, But I heard the original Dragon Age is just mwah, wonderful. Oh, take care. Thank you for joining in, even if for a little bit. Um, yeah, that's the thing. It's like the conflict is so generic, you know. Yeah, I've heard mixed things about Dragon Age 2. I know a lot of people who really don't like it. One of the reviews I remember watching of it is actually from Razor Fist, who I generally despise in most contexts, that um but his review for Dragon Age 2 really good. It's actually quite good. I got to give due to the guy, even though I don't like him. Got to give him credit where it's due. His Dragon Age 2 video where he rips on it is actually quite entertaining. Solace, what's that? I'll be right back real quick. I have to do something real quick, but I'll be right back. Alex, tell me what Solace is while I'm gone. Or what am I doing? Oh, he's a character in Dragon Age. Okay, that all right. I thought that was a game. I was like, what? I mean, my favorite companion in any of the like games I've played from it's Dragon Age Origins. That's the one everyone loves. Um, my favorite companion in like KOTOR is like Jolie Bendo. I really like Jolie Bendo. Not just because I generally think he's on the money about what's wrong with the Jedi. I will give the EU this. I do like how the EU really kind of questions the whole no attachments thing, because I find the canon is kind of a bit too close to George's vision, like original vision. Yeah, Canderous is a lot of fun too. I'm forgetting the Wookiee's name, but I really like the Wookiee. He's a lot of fun. He's a lot of fun as well. Yeah, I also like the Mandalorians in the EU as well, which my only real encounter with them is in KOTOR, of course. Uh yes. Yes. Zabir. That's right. Yeah, I like them. Mission is the Twi'lek's name. I really like Mission as well. The only one I'm like kind of meh about is I like all of them. Is his name Cade? It's a guy who played Cade in Mass Effect, who's also just utterly useless in that game. Also, HK-47 is great. Like he's kind of like, I would not be shocked if Kieran Gillen stole the evil R2D2 and 3PO Um, I wouldn't be shocked if he stole that idea from HK-47 because they're both very much like they're both very much like HK-47 where they're just very comically bloodthirsty droids. I also like having the even though I generally try to take the Jedi with me when like in like super confrontations, like with other like with Malik. It's always fun. I really like KOTOR because like I really like just having the characters interact with each other. Like I don't always take Jedi with me. Like sometimes I'll take like HK and Jolie together because they're really fun. I really enjoy their dynamic together. Or him and Canderous. I really enjoy them, together as well. Yeah, it's very efficient. I have to look this up because I'm forgetting their names. KOTOR companions. This is what I get for not sleeping very well last night. Zalbar is his name. Oh yeah, Karth is his name. He's a great character, but I find I don't know if he contributes all that much. And T3, though I hear T3 is a lot better in KOTOR 2. So, what are you gonna do? I think all of the companions are really great in that game. That's really what makes KOTOR special, at least for me. Hmm. I've also heard like Kreia is like the real standout character in KOTOR 2. So, I could be wrong on that. Well, I don't think I'm wrong because like most everyone talks about is, oh man, Kreia, she's fantastic. So I heard it took like 2 years. It's like I heard it they like made him make it in like 2 years, so it's kind of like unfinished. I'm just like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, why would you do that? Yeah, isn't it like yeah, I've heard some people say like Kreia is kind of like Chris Avalon's like rant against like Star Wars or something like that. Who by the way also did by the way also did um Planescape Torment. Yeah, no, it's a funny thing, isn't it? I was about to say, yeah, that happened like twice. And then like also and then I ended up looking up like Chris Avalone was like a big creative person in um uh New Vegas. I'm like, "Oh, that makes sense cuz they're all at Obsidian." I'm also looking forward to Judas from the Ken Levine. I'm real sorry to hear that, Dimedrek. Hope that 2026 will be a better year for you. Is that right? I'll admit, as much as I liked Thrawn in the in Rebels, I was kind of annoyed they left out the Vong. I thought they were I thought it was a real fun motivation for them. Yeah, I was about to say. I think like George Lucas didn't really care for it. He kind of viewed it as like glorified fan fiction, which like okay, whatever. But yeah, I can see how that might annoy some EU friends. Like I said, I heard that. I don't know how true it is. I could be I'll have to see if that's true. Oh, you know what? I think that might be true as well. What you're saying, Alex. I don't know, but I'm just kind of. Well, like I said, Alex, I don't know if this is true or not. I'm just saying what I've heard. Well, maybe it was the canon, and then they changed their mind once they got the new canon we have now. So, that could always be the case. Well, I knew that. Yeah, I knew that for sure. Maybe we can have a conversation about this another time. Well, it seems like things are quieting down. I didn't really go on longer in these things, but probably going to call it quits for now. Um, Not really much else for me to say. Um, hope everyone enjoyed hanging out for a little bit. My family and I are going to be having our celebration in a few hours. Uh, well, John, that would be interesting. We'll just say that. I hope you all have a new year, very happy new year as well. Not really much else for me to say. Look forward to the video from well, I'm looking forward to 2026. So that's all I'll say. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this. And well, until next time, I'll see you guys later. So bye bye now.